Hello and welcome to my first ever video where I'm going to be removing my nails. First off, here's what we're going to need: some acetone, some nail clippers, some cotton wool and some foil and a nail file. I'm going to be using an e-file though because I'm impatient and the nail file takes too long, but obviously I know a lot of people don't have those. So I'm going to start off by cutting the edge off of our nails, just the free edge. This is gel extension, GelX. You don't want, I'm trying to grow my nails so I don't want to cut those off. You don't want to cut too short and cut into your hypernicum. That will really hurt, so please don't do that. The hypernicum is a little bit of skin that grows out underneath your nail and attaches your natural nail to your finger. Excuse the noise in the background, that's my guinea pig. Okay, so now we're going to take the top layer off. If you're just removing gel polish, you'd want to take just the top coat off. You don't want to file too deep because it's your natural nail, but as we're removing an extension, we want to get as much off as possible with the file because it will speed up the removal process with the acetone. As you can see, I'm reaching for my e-file because I am too impatient to use a hand file. Pause for effect. Here's my e-file. I've got it on 1100 rotations per minute. Don't want to go too much faster than that. It is gel, so it's not as thick as acrylic. It comes off a lot easier. I'm just going to file around the cuticle area nice and carefully, and then move down to the rest of the nail, getting off as much as I can. I then realised I wasn't wearing a mask, which is very important when you're filing off a lot of product. You really don't want to be breathing it in. It's, you know, got to protect ourselves. So I'm going to pop a mask on and then get back to it. Quickly remove all of the gel. This is sped up. I wish I was this quick. I don't think it would be safe to go this fast with an e-file. But yeah, there we are, removing the top layer. I just wanted to say that if you are using a hand file, always file in one direction. If you go back and forth very quickly over the same spot of your nail, you will get a bit of pain. It will get very hot from friction and it will burn your fingernail and it will probably damage it as well. So you just want to make sure you're taking your file in one direction. You can go fast in one direction, but it's best not to keep it in the same spot. It will hurt. So I'm just going to speed through. And now time for the acetone. This is, I think, 90% acetone. If you try to do this with anything else, say alcohol or nail varnish remover, nothing is going to happen. You'll be sat there for ages and it will just dry out your fingers, but your enhancements will still be on. So I'm going to load up this bit of cotton wool with a lot of acetone. The wetter the better. And then pop my finger in the foil, the cotton wool on top, and wrap it. Obviously, because I'm doing this in front of the camera, I'm all fingers and thumbs. But you want to wrap that round and squeeze. Try not to squeeze the acetone out of the cotton wool. You just want to make sure the seal is closed between the foil and the finger. And then onto the next finger, doing the same thing, loading up the cotton wool. And grabbing a bit of foil. We'll speed this up because it's the same process on every finger. I'm going to struggle here because I'm trying to keep my hand in frame so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. And it's the same on every finger. Load up the cotton wool and wrap it in foil. Once you've done this, you're going to want to leave it for about 15 minutes. As I was recording this, those 15 minutes felt like an eternity, but I always pop something on the telly, just sit there, try not to move your hands around too much. You don't want the foil to come loose. It is very cold at the moment, so this can slow down the process. So yeah, 15 minutes later, and we're going to take off our thumb and see how that's getting on under there. Ignore the bit of cotton wool hanging off the edge of my finger. I forgot to mention, I'm going to be using a cuticle pusher. It's quite an old one, so it's not sharp. You can buy the little tools that are for pushing gel polish and enhancements off. I'm just going to use this cuticle pusher because that's what I have to hand. You don't want to be too aggressive. You don't want to rip the enhancement off. I'm just gently rubbing it off. And the majority of it is coming off, but I'm going to pop it back in the foil for a little bit longer. Just want to make sure you've got rid of all those loose debris. I'm going to grab my hand file and just get off those scraggly bits that are just dangling off. And the same as before, filing in the same direction, not back and forth, gently getting that off. We don't want to hurt ourselves. And once again, we're just repeating the same process. I obviously bodged that bit of foil up. And there we go, just scraping the rest off. And we're going to do the same on all fingers. I've sped this up because it's very repetitive. You don't need to watch me do the exact same thing over and over again. This bit I thought I'd slow down because it is very satisfying when it all comes off in one piece. And gently just pushing it all off. Yes, I love this. This is what we want to happen. And now that's all done, we're going to wait another 5-10 minutes and take the rest off for round 2. As you can see, pretty much all of the the gel has soaked off, so I'm just pushing those last little bits off. I'll get my hand file just to gently get those little leftover pieces off. And that is pretty much it. At this point I am just filing off the edges, smoothing them off. I don't want any sharp bits catching in my hair because that is really annoying. Don't want to rip your nails. I'm just scraping off those last little bits. And just for your benefit, because I'm too lazy to get up and go and wash this, as you can see it's all clean and it's all off. And we're going to repeat that on the rest of the fingers, and here we are. It's all gone. Mission completed. I'm going to use some of this. It's my favourite. It's from the gel bottle. It's just a hand sanitizer, but it's got a little bit of oil in it. And like I said before, it's just to show you what it looks like when it's all off, because I'm not going to get up and go and wash my hands. I will do it afterwards, but just for the purpose of the video. You definitely want to apply some cuticle oil at this point, as you have had your fingers soaking in acetone, and they will be very dry. Not just your fingers, but the nails as well. Just want to rub it into your cuticle and into the nail. It's quite satisfying. And I'll repeat that on the other hand as well, but you don't need to see that. But there we are, it's mission accomplished. We have bare nails. Thank you so much for watching this. If you've made it to the end, I'm sure you found that extremely exciting.